What's up guys, it's Flaws, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at how to make you into a better FPS player. Today's lesson is going to be on map knowledge and information, so let's jump right into it. The number one best thing you can do to help your team is learn the callouts on each map you're going to play. Because if you look on the top left here, this map looks very confusing if you've never played it before. You might not even understand how to get to the sites if you're just looking at it. But as long as you know the callouts and you can call out to your teammate where these people are and the actual number of people that you see, it's just going to help get your information across to your teammates and they can make their decisions based off of that. You don't really have to carry the game if you're playing on a new map. You just have to do the bare minimum, call out what you see and where you see it, and your teammates can kind of use that just very default information to win you the rounds. Once you have the bare minimum and you understand the callouts, then what you can start to do on each map is just learn from the spawns how far you can get to without actually having to face anyone on the T side. So if you have the best spawn, you know that you can get to this area and hold this cross, and this information of you just cutting this off at the start of the round and knowing that no T's cross towards A gives you a really good indicator of where the terrorists actually want to go. So if you see no one cross early on, there's a really good chance, especially in pugs, that they're just all going to be towards the B site, and you can over rotate and have someone move over to the B site to help out really early on, which is a very good way to win rounds. Now let's talk about choke points. On overpass, there's two specific choke points on the B site that are very easy to deny early round, but it become a little bit harder as you get into late rounds. So what you can do at the start of the round is throw this Molotov off right here, and this way you know that no one's flying out without taking any damage. So once that Molotov fades, you can smoke this off, and then this choke point just becomes so much more difficult for the terrorists to get through. You can place someone on this side, you can place someone right here, maybe holding this construction area ready to swing, but you just want to make these choke points as difficult as possible for the terrorists to come through. Same thing goes if you're playing a little bit deeper on the site. It's hard for them to get through this area and the right side of site, but once they get through that, it's almost like they have full site control. So just kind of play around choke points and make sure that's as difficult as possible for the terrorists to come through. Kind of goes for even new maps. You can identify them pretty easily. Like if you're playing on a new map and there's two areas that they have to run through and it's easy for you to play different angles on it, that's usually a good choke point to hold. So just kind of keep this in mind when you're playing new maps, and it's pretty basic stuff at the end of the day. You have to keep the spawns in mind for what you can actually go for in the round. If you have a really poor spawn on the A side right here, you can't really go for this top of trash can peak like this, just because if you get right here you might think, oh, no one crossed, we should be all good, but in reality there's 2 or 3 T spawns that could have beat you through there. If you go to the B site, however, and you have a spawn that's like this and you want to get down to B, you might not be able to get there in time even to throw this initial Molotov, so you might throw it in a different way. So just keep this in mind when you're playing on new maps, how long it takes you to get to each site and if anyone can beat you out into those different areas. Map information is extremely important. It wins you more rounds than you actually think. If you're playing right here, maybe you got pushed back off the start of the round, or maybe you're on site and there's like 30 seconds left in the round, what you can actually do is start to work up here. And if they don't have this at 30 seconds of the round, there's a really good chance that they're not going A. So once you clear this out, maybe you walk up to here even, see absolutely nothing, there's a really good chance that you can call to your team that it's going to be B. Or you can even go for a flank right away and catch them while they're hitting that B site. So just keep this in mind while you're playing on different maps of where people need to be set up at certain points in the round in order to actually effectively take sites. And you can kind of deny that or peek into them as they're throwing their utility and make it a fair fight. Now let's talk about forcing rotations. If you're in this water area late or mid round and you kind of walk up here, maybe it's a 4v4, and you look for a pick and maybe you do find it on a CT right here, they're going to comm to their teammates that it's probably going to be a B hit, so they're going to have someone rotate over from A. And if your 2 teammates that are with you, or 3, are towards this bathroom area, there's no point in them trying to rush down to this B site. So what you can do is just kind of cause some chaos, maybe throw a smoke for misinformation or something like that, and then you can either walk out or just walk back towards A. And as you're doing this and you're rotating back up to A, the CTs are coming down to B to actually help out this person on site, thinking that it's going to be a B hit, and that's just forcing a rotation and not actually playing into that. So just keep that in mind if you're a lurk player or you're just someone that's playing with teammates and you want to understand rotations a little better. Entry pathing is something that gets overlooked in the community a lot. It's also probably one of the most important things to not just get stalled outside of a site and then just have the CTs rotate back in. So what entry pathing is you're getting as much distance on the site as you can before you trade it out. What I like to do at A here is I'll clear this dice box, I'll clear right here, which is just that bank jump up. Then I'll clear this dumpster, then I'll clear truck, then I'll jump back up here, clear long, clear close right, get on top of this truck, and just kind of get myself set up here so that I can either smoke this off, I can smoke bank off, or I can just kind of start supporting my team from a hard angle to clear out for the CTs. There's a good chance that I actually don't make it there, but all you're really trying to do is create space for your team and just push to spaces that are hard to clear out. But as long as your team knows that someone's there, they can probably trade you out as you're hitting the site. You don't want to be the person that just sits outside the site like this and just stands here like this in the open, just being open to every angle, and then just ends up dying or having the CTs rotate back in and just kill you. So just kind of keep this in mind when you're hitting sites. This is something you do need to think about when you're playing on each map, and find like a good routine that helps you take the site efficiently. Anyways guys, I hope you guys liked this video. I'll be making more videos like this, and if you guys like this type of video, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.